Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. Shout hallelujah, get happy, get ready for your judgment day. Keep on smiling, 'cause when you're
Hi, I'm Jeffrey Lyle Siegel for the Times Square Chronicles, and I'm here in Arlington Heights, Illinois, at the Metropolis Performing Arts Center, where the fabulous Angela Ingersoll has just performed her show, Get Happy. Angela Ingersoll sings Judy Garland. And I'm so happy to be able to introduce you to the wonderful Angela Ingersoll. Well, here she is. Thank you for taking some time to chat.
Thank you so much.
So welcome home. You are one of Chicago's great success stories.
Oh, thank you so much. We are in Chicago land, it's true, here in Arlington Heights.
Before you started doing your tribute to Judy, you were a very accomplished and successful musical theater performer here in Chicago.
I was doing a lot of musical theater and straight theater, a lot of Shakespeare, quite honestly. And I just got to that point in my life as an artist where I had to look in the mirror and say, if you really want to give a piece of your heart, you're going to have to create your own work. And when I looked inward to do so, Judy Garland was screaming at me from the inside.
So you also talk in the show about how you were a child performer, as Judy was, and growing up.
Certainly not on that level, but
well. And compared in stature and appearance for a long time, even your teeth.
Even my teeth. My teeth were in fact crooked, just like Judy Garland's. If you see pictures of her or close-ups on the TV show when she's throwing her head back, it looked like that for the most part. And she wore caps on her teeth in the movies, so not everybody thinks of her that way, but it's great looking at the real Judy after the MGM years where she's just out there and you see that, that angle there, yeah. So I've always been proud of
you look marvelous now.
my little Judy teeth.
That's so good.
So I'm grateful for them, for all of their oddity. My whole life people said it to me, even as a little kid on stage, people would make a general comparison because I was loud. But then I would be doing completely unrelated plays around the country. I was somewhere doing Carousel, singing my soprano as Julie Jordan and doing my best Shirley Jones or whatever. And audience members would come up to me every day like, has anyone told you you were Judy Garland? I would just randomly get it all the time, quite honestly. And so when I started doing these concerts, it was actually just before End of the Rainbow when I started doing a little bit of Judy in concert. End of the Rainbow put a big lens on it and blew it up in a way, but it was 2015. 2015 I started saying, I had that moment in my adult artistic life where I said I want to start creating my own materials. And said, yeah, there's not been a lot of traditional theater since only playing Judy Garland in traditional plays, but the concert world has been fabulous. It's been a wonderful new life. Yeah, getting to play with the big kids on this level, the kind of jazz musicians that are in Chicago, and that I get to meet around the country to play this level of music, they make me better every time. So I always feel like I'm exercising and learning, and it's fabulous.
You know, I'm not a Swiftie, but I am an Angie.
Oh!
I've been a groupie since 2016 when I saw you do End of the Rainbow, the wonderful play about the end of the life of Judy Garland with Porchlight Music Theater.
Last year.
And that was your first opportunity to play Judy, right?
Right, and it was a brilliant, wonderful opportunity. Great production all around.
And apart from winning the Joseph Jefferson Award for that performance in Chicago's highest theater honor, you have performed it around the country in other theaters where you've also won the Los Angeles Theater Award.
Yeah, it was the Woman of the Year Los Angeles times or something like that. I did it in Los Angeles, did it in Laguna Beach, I did it in St. Louis. Oh, I did have many requests. When are we doing Into the Rainbow again? And that's exciting because, you know, I thought that maybe it was too sad of a story that people might not want nowadays. But I was just speaking to the artistic director of Porchlight the other day, and he said, you know, it's the music that redeems how difficult that story can seem about the end of her life. The music just keeps uplifting us again.
It's very, very interesting that you frame it that way, as uplifting and redemptive. It's one of, to me, the most fascinating things about your tribute show, that you do not get mired in self-pity, but you bring all the joy of being Judy to the stage, and the joy that we want to be happy for her through you.
There are plenty of people who like to dwell in the difficulties and the drama, and that's a way for us to figure out and understand who we are too. But I definitely wanted to shine a light on how very buoyant and funny Judy was, and how much that connection with the live audience was what kept her alive, what saved her life over and over again, you know? So show them the gratitude and the love that she demanded they pour into her to keep her going, you know? That's how I want an audience to feel that electricity, that immediacy.
What's interesting, you talked briefly in the show about Judy being a gay icon,
yes.
Of course she is. And I'm old enough, God help me, that I got to see the most famous Judy impersonator, Jim Bailey.
Yes, Jim Bailey.
At in his prime, when I was 19 years old in Las Vegas, met Jim after the show.
Wow.
Jim he was fabulous.
I'm another step closer to greatness.
But what's interesting is that when a man does Judy and the gay community supports that, it's a very different story.
Yeah.
That plays more into the pathos, and it was from a time when the gay community was fighting for recognition, acceptance, and they felt like they needed to be understood.
Yeah.
And it was harder to be joyful because they were just trying to get seen.
Absolutely.
But you, as a woman, bring a whole different perspective, don't you?
I am a woman who's part of the gay community. I'm a bisexual woman. And so I feel that as a woman, I'm able to invite in a more pop sensibility audience, right? A broader middle American audience. And once I've gotten them close and earned their affection, that's when I can start to tell them, like, hey, let's look at our brothers and sisters and take seriously how important Judy is as a gay icon. So I do massage their shoulders for a little bit, because I know that they'll come in and see me in a way that they might not respect what Jim Bailey was doing, and what a trailblazer he was. And so it is a bit of a trick. Like, I got you to come in the room and see me because you want your happy little Judy, don't you? Well, now that you're here, I want to do some good for all of my brothers and sisters, and invite you to join the cause.
Well, it's a beautiful experience that you get to bring the spirit of someone we love through your beautiful persona as well, and keep her alive. That's the great thing about tribute shows. It's not exploitative. A really good show.
Right.
You are carrying on the spirit.
And I do shy away from the word tribute a little bit, just because we generally associate it with some things that are a little schlocky, or maybe a little more like just trying to grab a buck on somebody else's name. That's certainly not what we're doing here. But for all intents and purposes, of course, I want to keep her memory relevant. It's scary. It's scary right now in pop culture how it can seem so disposable. Like, it doesn't matter. And I believe this matters. You know, our 20th century popular music that America exported to the world is one of the best things we have to unify us and others to us. It's our great common language, is what I want to keep alive in the world. So that's what my husband and I do with our company, Artist Lounge Live. We have many catalogs that we do, but Judy was mine. We find other artists where something is that close to their heart and say, tell the world, let's keep it alive.
So when Into the Rainbow opened on Broadway, that was 2012. So
right.
That precedes when you started doing Judy. Did
Yes.
you get a call for that as well? Did you know about that?
So 2 to my knowledge, that was written specifically for a specific.
Tracy Bell.
Yes, it was. That was a specific relationship from which that was created. Folks that had worked at Porchlight, and my very, very dear friend Christopher Pasternak was working there at the time, and he does a cabaret in Chicago every year. We used to call it Belt Fest back then. It's called Belting for Life now, and raise money for the AIDS Foundation. And he asked me to do the very first Belt Fest and said, "What do you want to sing?" And this was right when I was about to premiere my first Judy concert. And I said, "Oh, can I just come bring some of my Judy out for you?" I did Never Gone Away that year, and it was, you know, it was the moment. Like everyone felt it. It was really a great moment. We could all kind of see it together. It gave me focus, my Judaisms, to my friends. And so End of the Rainbow had just been popular, and Porchlight was looking at it as like, oh, this could be a title that really, really, really fit for us. And Michael Weber was looking at it, and Chris said, don't look for anyone. Here's the bootleg of my concert, of my cabaret the other night that Angela was in. And then it was just like, oh, well, this makes sense. And I had worked at Porchlight before. I was nominated for a Jeff with Porchlight.
That was your heady?
When I first got, that was, no, it was Secret Garden. When I very first moved to Chicago, I did Secret Garden, and I was their Magda. And that was the first time. How to Succeed, I was doing at Marriott while I was rehearsing End of the Rainbow. I was doing those simultaneously. That was exhausting. I would go to Petty and hike them up as high as I could, and then I would go to Judy and strap them down as hard as I could.
How many of these shows are you doing a year now? Is this the primary focus for you as a performer, or is this something you're doing between film and theater gigs?
That's a wonderful question. This particular year I'm on a bit of a pause because I'm dealing with some personal health issues, so I'm booking myself less as a performer right now altogether and focusing more as a producer with my company, and I'm writing and directing a lot. So I'd say the best place to find out what I'm doing next, because I'm not the one who books anything. My husband, my manager, he books things, is to look at artistloungelive.com is where my shows and all the shows that I write and produce and participate in are all there.
Well, I look forward to seeing more of whatever you do, and it's so nice to see you again, and I wish you nothing but health and success, and go look to artistloungelive.com for the next opportunity you have to see the wonderful Angela Ingersoll. Thank you so much. I'm Jeffrey Siegel for the Times Square Chronicles.
If happy little bluebirds fly beyond